This is an interesting time to be a human being, coming to terms with a disease that is thought to be nearly 100% fatal. Timing is uncertain. Progress is uncertain. Timing of progress is uncertain. And I look back to 2016 when some buddies and I backpacked in and out of the Grand Canyon, and no issue. And then I look back to 2018 when I stumbled on a flat surface. Everybody stumbles, right? Then I look back to spring of 2020 when I was able to walk 9 or 10 miles in 2 days. So today I can maybe walk from here to the bathroom, which is, 20 yards, with a cane. And the purpose of this long-winded lead up to my question is that I believe this will continue from the perspective of the disease, progress from my perspective, digress. I'm living in the moment. I can do what I can do, and my belief is that that's what I'll always be able to do. And then it changes, and there's a new plateau. I won't ask you what to expect with respect to leg strength, because I know what's coming. What do I do to adjust for the time when I get up out of a chair or get up off the bed and my knee bends the wrong direction, or something goes haywire? What are the steps to take to get ready for that?
I think you hit a really important point here in that the only thing that's certain is the uncertainty with this. And you can try to predict and you can try to plan, but ultimately you're making changes and adapting as those changes happen. And you can't decide what they're going to be, and you cannot see into the future to see what they're going to be, but you can make some predictions. And so if you're beginning to have more lower extremity or leg weakness compared to arm or speech and swallow, if you seem to be having more decline in the leg strength, then it's really important to be one step ahead of that and to be thinking about...
Is that a pun?
Not on purpose, but trying to stay one step ahead. And just knowing if I'm having a hard time with my standing up from a surface, how can I make that, number one, easier, number two, safer, so that we can prevent a fall. So using, for instance, a lift on the chair to be able to help improve your own ability to stand up. And so it's all about using items to help make what you're doing with your own body better and easier, and trying to conserve energy and make it safer. Other things would be using your arms for support. So using grab bars or assist bars on your sitting surface so that you can stand up with the strength of your legs and your arms, because you may find that you can trust your arm strength a little bit more than you can trust your leg strength sometimes. And so using items like that can be very, very helpful. Or having assistance from a family member, but sometimes it's nice to just be able to do things by yourself.
I find that self-sufficiency and independence are very important to me. I'm probably not unique in that respect. I often will reject, I hope kindly, but not always, assistance, because I want to be able to do it myself. And I don't see that changing, even as my ability to be able to do it myself decreases.
That fine line between knowing when to ask for help and feeling like you're needing too much help and not knowing how much to ask. And you don't want to be a burden, but you want to be safe at the end of the day because of the repercussions of not being safe. And I think it's also important for the caregivers to be able to serve a role in your life outside of caregiving, because that's why they're in your life to begin with. Your wife or your brother or your child or your best friend or whomever it is that's providing the caregiving. And you want to be able to preserve that relationship and still have some of those facets there of laughing together and doing activities together, because it's not all about the caregiving. The care needs to be provided, but it doesn't necessarily have to be through your spouse, for instance. So there's all kinds of services available where people can come in and help out, whether it's cleaning or cooking or providing meals, or even just giving either one of you some time away from each other if you need a minute away from each other. But there's a lot of services available where the spouse or the other, whoever the caregiver is, doesn't necessarily have to do all of it. And then your spouse can spend that quality time with you, because that's what this is all about, is despite the diagnosis of ALS, you're living with the ALS. And it's a side thing that will demand your attention at times and adaptations you need to make in your function and your mobility for safety. But this is a quality of life thing, and you want to live every minute to the best possible quality. And so all of these ideas and strategies and pieces of equipment are here to help you have that quality of life and just make things easier and give you more energy back to do the things you want to do. Like, instead of wearing yourself out, taking a shower and getting dressed, you use a few of these items and then you have more energy to sit and, have dinner with your wife, things like that.
I think those are great tips to help achieve a really important goal, which is living with ALS.